move on to the next team in this division here. They are the Miami Dolphins. They went 10-6 last season. So, Combs, when we were doing preseason Major League Baseball tiers, you kept saying like they're teams that are like a year away. They're like or they might be like ahead of schedule. Many people thought that the Miami Dolphins was a year away last year, but they were here to ball. They did finish 10-6 last season. Tua is their guy now. So they had a draft to build around Tua. Did the Miami Dolphins?
Boy, did they!
What was their best draft pick?
God, I mean, they had such a good draft. There's another team. The AFC East really had a good draft all the way around. But this draft was phenomenal. I think this was the best out of all the AFC East teams. And, I could go the easy route and say Jaylen Waddle, to get back with Tua was a great pick. Or I could say Jalen Phillips out of Miami was a great pick. But I think that their best pick actually came out of Notre Dame in the second round with Liam Eichenberg, the offensive tackle. This kid is a stud offensive tackle. One of probably, I would say in this draft, he was probably a top 5 offensive tackle for me on my board. And that's saying a lot because this was a very rich draft offensive line-wise. And Liam Eichenberg just pass blocking, run blocking. He's a total package. This kid is going to be a diamond in the rough, and they got a steal getting him in the second round.
Yeah, so I actually have some notes on him, and per professional football or the PFF, he only allowed a 1% pressure rate coming off of the outside.
Yeah.
Like just like on him. So when he blocked you, you were not getting around him, but 1% of the time. So, Tori, who is the best pick in your eyes in the 2021 NFL draft for the Miami Dolphins?
I'm agree with Brandon on this one. Liam Eichenberg. This kid is going to be a star in the league. He's a tackle guard combo. The kid's versatile as all can be. He's got strength. He's athletic. He does need to get a little bit stronger. And they did trade up. They gave up quite a bit to get this kid at 42. But this kid was worth everything they gave up, in my opinion. Yep. They've got a kid that's going to be around for the next 12 to 15 years and probably be an all-pro for 10 of them. So reminds me a lot of Quentin Nelson.
Yeah. So what Tori was saying, they did give up a 2022 third-round pick to move up 8 spots to get him. So on the flip side of that coin, Tori, who was their worst pick in this year's draft?
I'm not a big fan of the Jevon Holland pick out of Oregon there. I'm surprised he went as early as he did with the 36th pick. To me, he's not the most instinctive safety that there was in the draft. I think there was other more athletic, more instinctive safeties. He doesn't have like the ball hawk skills. He's going to be a system guy. And if he fits the system, he'll probably do fine. But if he doesn't, he's going to be one of those guys that's out of the league in 3 to 4 years. So he'll be cut like after 2 years, and then he'll probably get picked up and be given the proverbial second chance by somebody else, and then get cut there. But he doesn't play the run very well. He's not the fastest man in coverage either. I think this was a really, really high pick to take Jevon Holland with. I think they could have got him a little bit later on, and I don't even know where he was rated overall, but I sure as can bet it probably wasn't the 36th rated prospect in this draft.
Yeah, I think that you're sleeping on him just because he didn't play in 2020. This kid was very good out of Oregon. He played 2 seasons. He had 9 interceptions in those 2 seasons as a safety. He had 66 total tackles in 2019 alone. 4.5 of those for a loss. 26 assists, 40 solo tackles, and his freshman year he had 42 tackles and 5 interceptions. Like, this kid is a ball hawk, and he can tackle.
So Combs, those numbers are a little deceiving because he played 74% of his snaps as a slot corner. So he was down in the box man to man 74%.
Well, that's a lot of college schemes, though, right? If you bring in a slot receiver, your safety always drops down into a slot corner, though, doesn't he?
I would say
95% of the time, anyway.
Well, so I played outside linebacker or that jack backer, and I was in coverage a lot. So like our linebackers, like a lot.
Yeah,
of
I'm
times
telling you
slide
right
up
now,
the outside.
if your coach had linebacker covering wide receivers, I mean that's just a mismatch, isn't it? Don't get me wrong. I know you're athletic. I know linebackers are athletic, and a lot of linebackers now are freaky fast. But
well,
I don't want a linebacker in one-on-one coverage with a wide receiver.
So you were never really on one-on-one coverage. The safety always had in our particular scheme, I had 10 yards up. So once that receiver passed that 10 yards coverage, I would let him go, and then the safety would pick him up after that point. So it was a cover 2 man, more or less. It was that's
I still say 9 interceptions in 2 seasons. I mean that's still great numbers. The kid's a ball hawk. He can tackle. Like the fact that he didn't play in 2020, I think hurt his draft stock. I think if he plays in 2020, and those numbers are even close to what they were his first 2 seasons, I think he's a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, and then the Miami Dolphins definitely needed safety help as well because they gave up 6.2 yards after catch last season. That was the best, or that was the worst in the NFL. The next closest team was the Kansas City Chiefs at 5.5. Combs, who was the worst draft pick in your eyes in 2021 for the Miami Dolphins?
I'm nitpicking, so I'm just going to go with their last pick with Gerrid Doaks out of Cincinnati. I mean, he's probably going to be nothing more than a special teams guy or a practice squad running back. But I would say that was probably their worst pick of the draft. They had a really, really good draft. Their draft is so solid. It's hard to pick one. So if I had to pick one, that's the one I'm going with.
Yeah, Gerrid Doaks is a running back, so they had enough.
He's going to be a mauler, though. He's going to be their big back for them. So
you think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think he even touches the field.
I don't think he makes the team.
I think he does. I do.
Really?
Just because he's a change of pace. He's a power back. He's not a super speed. He's a power back. He's the guy you want in there when it's 4th and
that doesn't fit their
yard.
Offensive scheme, though, does it? If 4th and less than a yard, they're Tua's keeping the ball.
I think we see a new offense in Miami this season. Last year they were playing Ryan Fitzpatrick offense, and like this year we're going to see a lot more of Baltimore Ravens style football down in Miami. A lot of rolling of the pocket and getting Tua in the open field and letting him.
I'd be
make
interested
plays.
to see.
So
that'd be interesting. To see for sure.
mean, with the weapons he's got, with Will Fuller, with Devontae Parker, with Jaylen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, the rolling pocket. I love it when people talk about the rolling pocket because when it works great. But if somebody picks it up, your quarterback's about to get his head taken off if they don't bite on the fake.
That addition of Fuller was, I think, maybe the best addition of the offseason so far.
It was low key probably the best signing.
Not of draft picks, but of free agents.
It's a 1 year deal.
I love the Will Fuller pickup.
I think you're looking over the obvious here is Jacoby Brissett. That is getting a solid backup quarterback that can basically come over as a starter if Tua needs it, after week 6 or something like that. Like I think,
and
Jacoby
he can
Brissett,
run the same style offense too.
Exactly.
I was gonna say because Brissett, because where's Flores from? New England. Where's Jacoby Brissett from? New England. So it made all the sense in the world. So
isn't that where all the good people come from? In football,
not if they go to Detroit and I picked them to go 10-6 and they do the exact opposite. But we will move past that point. So Combs, what do you rate the Miami Dolphins draft this year?
I gave them an A, and I don't see how you can give them any less than an A. This draft was so good. Jaylen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Jevon Holland, Liam Eichenberg, Hunter Long. Even the offensive tackle they picked in the 7th round from UMass, Larnel Coleman, I think he's going to be a starter for them. So I really liked their draft. I really liked what they did, and I went A on these guys.
Does it make them better?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a tough out. I don't know. I can't say that they're going to win a playoff game because it's tough not knowing who they're playing, but they are poised to make a run, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them win a playoff game or 2.
And the AFC is stout. Probably like 9-10 teams deep.
Oh, it's so good.
Tori, what about you? Overall draft grade?
Overall draft grade, I gave him a B+ again for this one. I really like their draft. the only thing that keeps it from an A is I'm really not a fan of the Jevon Holland pick. It was just literally just a little bit too high for him.
So
if it had been a third round pick, like where they got Hunter Long,
yeah,
I could see that. Their grade would be an A. I just think it was just too high of a pick for him at that spot.
and I'm not a big fan of the Jaylen Waddle pick, to be honest, because I thought their wide receivers were pretty much set, and because they had Devontae Potter, Will Fuller, they signed Lynn Bolden Jr. in the offseason as well. They picked up Albert Wilson from the Chiefs a couple years ago as well. I mean, I thought the receiving core was pretty deep as is, so I'd be curious to see how Waddle fits into this offense.
So I just want to tell you guys that when the Bears drafted